and welcome back to another episode of the Glove Guide. So today's episode is something I said I would do over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, but the New Year's content started like a week or two too late, and that's why I'm like that much behind on this stuff. It's literally the end of January, and I'm still having this episode. But no time like the present, so here we are anyways. Today's episode is one I'm really excited about, and I'm always excited when I do these episodes, and that is book recommendations, specifically nonfiction / like personal development, self-help books. It's like kind of a reading challenge, I guess, if y'all are interested. One of these books every month of either 12 books in 12 months to change your life in 2025. And I'm losing my voice for some reason. I have been kind of like the whole day, so apologize if that like screws up the audio. I don't know. Anyways, or you can just like read these books if they sound interesting, but these are 12 very carefully selected books that I really thought were amazing and changed my life. It took me hours of debating to get to this list, and I was like, well, I have to start now anyway because like I'm insanely behind on writing this. I speed wrote this like crazy. 1,500 words a day, almost 2,000 words some days. For like 4 days or something, it was kind of hellish to write this because I'm so behind on my podcast writing because school has been sucking up all my free time because I've just had so much homework lately, but at least that problem solved. Anyways, all four of the non-fiction books I mentioned in my 12th episode, which is my first book recommendations episode, are mentioned here because they're still that amazing. Like, it's been all that time, and I still love those books the same. Anyways, so before moving on, let's do one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about, plus our book of the week. So actually, no, wait, before that, I keep doing this. We have to do our podcast and life updates. So, podcast, literally nothing. Life updates. So, I got food. I hung out with some of my friends, on Monday, because we didn't have school on Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So, that was fun. What else happened? Oh, there's a long weekend, because it's the end of the third working period. That's the reason I had tons and tons of work the past 2 weeks that I had to finish. But now we have a 5-day weekend. We have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, so that's fun. I'll probably try my best to catch up with the podcast. Yeah, and then there was also this book sale at the local library. They have book sales twice a year in the winter and in the summer. So the winter one was this weekend. It was yesterday and today. Me and my mom and younger brother, we went yesterday, and I got some books. I didn't find that much good stuff. I know I found like 7 books or something last year that I got. But they're like super cheap. $1 for paperbacks, $2 for hardbacks, and then there's like some other random things like board books that are 50 cents each. Puzzles and games, $2 each. Something else. Like I think not audiobooks, like DVDs or whatever. Those are like $5 each. I don't really know. But yeah, I got some books. I think I got like I can only remember 2 of the books I got. I can't remember the third one. I think I got a third one. Oh wait, yeah. Okay, so I got It Ends With Us. I've read that book before, but it's a really good book, and I can always let people borrow it if they want it. Like I can always let my friends borrow it because I have some friends that like to read. So I got that. That was $1, so I was really happy about that because I love that book. Definitely recommend you should read that. And then what else? Oh, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a book that I literally found out about like a few days ago. When I was going through like I have this Pinterest board of books, and sometimes when I see a book I'll remember that I read it. I usually won't remember it, so I was going through that to figure out if there were any books that I forgot about, and I found that the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that's one I was meaning to read, but then I completely spaced on it. So now I'm not that so I found it at the bookstore yesterday. I got it for $2, so I'm really happy about that. I borrowed from the library 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, and that's by the authors of like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That person's son wrote the book that I borrowed. But I'm really excited to read both of those because they seem like really good books. So yeah, that's that. And then I got a Spanish dictionary because I'm trying to learn Spanish. So yeah, I take it in school and I do Duolingo. So that's fun. Anyway, so one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about, plus our book of the week. Okay, so one thing I'm grateful for is my best friend. Honestly, she's just like my problem dump person. Like if I have a problem, I call her every Sunday. I'll just be like, oh, okay, so here's my list of problems I'm gonna complain to you about. Yeah, buckle up. And she's like, okay. And then she just listens to my problems and does not complain one bit. So I love her to death. She's on the other side of the world though, so that kind of sucks. Can't wait. She comes back, I will be so happy. Yeah, just miss her, I guess. Anyways, so I'm grateful for her. And then one thing I'm happy about is my hair looks really good. I think I mentioned this last week, but week by week it's getting better and better. Yesterday, last night, and today I was just like, okay, I'm gonna actually fix my hair, and because I've always been meaning to like work on trimming my split ends, but I do it for like 2 days, and I completely forget about it. So I trimmed some of my split ends yesterday and today. And I think that's part of the reason why my hair actually looks good and it's holding the curl a lot better because usually it just falls really flat. Pretty sure a big reason why it's falling flat though is because my hair is really long and most people don't really have like really long hair that's actually curly. And I think I need to trim a few inches of my hair to actually get it to be curly because I know the front parts, which are shorter, I don't know why, they just are, and those are a lot more defined than the parts in the back, and that's a lot longer, like maybe 2 or 3 inches longer. So I need to work on like trimming my hair, I guess. I don't know. But that's something I'm probably gonna procrastinate until I actually have to do it, until I actually figure out there's no other solution. Yeah. Okay, so our book of the week is, let's see. So I'm reading a new book right now, but I'll probably talk about it in next week's episode. So our book of the week is The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. I've recommended her books before and they are really good. She's honestly one of my favorite authors. Love this book. Okay, so it's about this mother, Erica Cass. She has a perfect family, perfect life, and then a random ass evening, two detectives show up at her door and they're asking to interview her son. A high school girl has vanished from their quiet neighborhood and the police suspect the worst. Erica's teenage son, Liam, was the last person to see the girl alive. Erica has always sensed something different in her seemingly perfect oldest child. He's charming, smart, and popular, but mothers have the best instincts, and Erica knows there's more to her son than meets the eye. She wants to believe he's innocent, but as the evidence mounts, she can't deny the truth. Liam may have done the unthinkable. So this is really interesting, and there's lots of like twists and turns, and it kind of gets and it's honestly kind of confusing, but you always like figure it out within the next few pages or chapters if you get confused about something. So this is a really good book. It's not super long either. Like the text is meh sized, and it's about 300 pages, but yeah, overall really good book. I love this author. I have like a stack of 3 other books from her, and I bought one of her books. So yeah, I think I've read, including this one, 4 of them so far, and I'm gonna read all of them because I love her books. Anyway, so I feel like I'm just like I can't speak today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Moving on. So number 1, the first life-changing book on this list is The 5 A.M. Club by Robin Sharma. My all-time favorite personal development, self-improvement, whatever book. And the 3 years I've been reading these kinds of books, I even bought this book a while ago, and I only buy nonfiction books that are like really amazing ones. There's only 4 of those so far. Anyways, in this book, legendary leadership and elite performance expert Robin Sharma talks about his 5 a.m. club concept, which he introduced over 20 years ago, based off a revolutionary morning routine that has helped his clients maximize their productivity, obtain their best health, and pretty much help these people learn to live their best life amongst all the daily chaos we face every single day. Now, in this life-changing book, handcrafted by the author over a rigorous 4-year period, you will discover the early rising habit that has helped so many people accomplish incredible results while upgrading their happiness, helpfulness, and feelings of aliveness. Through an enchanting and often amusing story about 2 struggling strangers who meet an eccentric tycoon who winds up becoming their secret mentor, the 5 a.m. Club will walk you through how great geniuses, business titans, and the world's wisest people all start their mornings to produce astonishing accomplishments. A little known formula you can use to instantly wake up early feeling inspired, energized, and flooded with a drive to get the most out of each day. A step-by-step method to protect the quietest hours of daybreak so you have time for exercise, self-growth, and self-renewal. and a neuroscience-based practice proven to make it easier to rise when most people are still sleeping, giving yourself precious time to think, express your creativity, and begin the day peacefully instead of being rushed, and insider tactics to defend your gifts, talents, and dreams against digital distraction and trivial diversions so you enjoy fortune, influence, and a magnificent impact on the world. This was an amazing book. Like I said, my all-time favorite personal development book. And even if waking up early is something that you want to try, I still think you should read it because it has lots of useful insights on stuff. Literally just stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's an interesting book for anyone to read, regardless of whether you want to wake up early or not. And who knows, maybe it'll get you out of bed earlier, or maybe you wake up a little bit earlier, if not 5 a.m. I think the best part of this book is that it's told in a story format, so it keeps things fun and less like a normal, boring personal development book. I definitely have read a few of those, and that's the reason I've avoided nonfiction books like these for so long before I decided to read some of them because they actually sounded kind of interesting. So yeah, this is definitely one of those. If you're the type of person who doesn't like nonfiction books or personal development books like these because they're told in a really boring, like fact by fact format, I want to say. I don't know. But this one's told in like a story format, so it's like a story, but you learn all these things with it. So that's why it's like an interesting book. It'll keep you reading it. You're not gonna get bored and be like, "Ugh, this is so boring." I'm considering rereading this book as trying to wake up earlier is something I'm trying to do, so read it because why not? I've just given you a bunch of reasons as to why you should. Next book for the next month is Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. This one is in my top 5 favorite personal development books of all time, which again is saying something because I'm extremely picky about these. I have wanted to buy this book for a while, but I haven't yet, and I really don't know why. I might get it for my mom for her upcoming birthday because I know she wanted to read it when I told her about it, and she's interested in the things this book is based on. Anyway, enough yada yada, and now the actual book. So let's start with like the summary or synopsis thing. How can you learn to truly love yourself? How can you transform negative emotions into positive ones? Is it possible to find lasting happiness? In this book, Instagram guru, and he's also a podcast host, by the way, Vex King answers all those questions and more. Vex overcame adversity to become a source of hope for thousands of young people and now draws from his personal experience and his intuitive wisdom to inspire you to practice self care, overcome toxic energy, and prioritize your well being. Cultivate positive lifestyle habits, including mindfulness and meditation. Change your beliefs to invite great opportunities into your life. Manifest your goals using tried and true methods. Overcome fear and flow with the universe. And find your highest purpose and become a shining light for others. In this book, Vex will show you that when you change the way you think, feel, speak, and act, you begin to change the world. I love this book because like I said, I avoided nonfiction for a really long time until a while ago because I thought they were really boring. But this book and other books I've loved are actually interesting and they're not boring or repetitive. Good Vibes, Good Life shows you how you can lead a beautiful and abundant life no matter where you start from. Change is possible no matter what your circumstances are or where you start from. You just have to have the drive and know how to change your life. And this book is like a guide to do that. It also shows you how self love is the key to unlock your highest self and highest potential and your happiest, just best self in general. It's a quick read, and it can change your mind and perspective on happiness and all that with just one book. I absolutely love it. Third book for the third month is Bored and Brilliant by Manoush Samarati. Also in my top 5 personal favorite personal development books. This book is all about how spacing out and how boredom is actually the key to unlocking success. Starting with the synopsis. In 2015, Manu Somarati, host of WNYC's popular podcast and radio show Note to Self, led thousands of listeners through an experiment to help them unplug from their devices, get bored, jumpstart their creativity, and change their lives. Bored and Brilliant builds on that experiment to show us how to rethink our gadget use to live better and smarter in this new digital ecosystem. Manoush explains the connection between boredom and original thinking, explaining how we can harness boredom's hidden benefits to become our most productive and creative selves without totally abandoning our gadgets in the process. grounding this book in neuroscience and cognitive psychology of mind wandering, what our minds do when we do nothing at all. Manouche includes practical steps you can take to ease the nonstop busyness and enhance your ability to dream, wonder, and gain clarity in your work and life. The outcome is mind blowing. I love this book because it's based off a firm belief of mine that technology is taking over life. Screens are part of every part of our lives now. Schoolwork, online work, or if you have a job that requires a screen in some way for a majority of stuff. You're bored, go watch some TV or play a game on your phone or go on social media. You want to call your friends or just talk to them to pass the time? Grab your phone and do that. I've given enough examples, so now you should understand my point of view on this, that technology is essentially taking over society. When was the last time you actually allowed yourself to truly space out and get lost in your thoughts? You probably can't remember. There's so many things going on in everyone's lives these days. We have school or work, things going on outside of that, family things, plans with friends, maintaining whatever living space you have, and 500 other million things that are taking up our time. So the second we get bored or find ourselves with nothing to do, whether it's waiting in line at the grocery store, the doctor's office, or just have an hour to kill at home, we pull out our phones or something and do that stuff. This book reframes that mindset and shows that being bored and spacing out isn't a bad thing, which might be good to hear if you're a person that spaces out a lot like me. Amazing book. Next one is I Am That Girl by Alexis Jones. So I usually like personal development books that talk about things like neuroscience and are based on facts, which is why I've read a lot of books about habits, and just habits, honestly. I'm pretty sure I have at least 3 books on this list that are about habits. Not books like this, but I don't really know why. This one just stood out to me. The only self-help-ish book I actually loved even. This book is all about finding your passion, your purpose, building confidence, and it's supposed to be like you're talking to your best friend. Definitely does sound like a really tacky and corny self-help book, but I promise you that this one's actually a good one. I was extremely picky about the books I chose for this episode, so unless you're even more picky than me, you should like it and find it useful like I did. Now for the author synopsis. In a crazy, media distracted world, the important questions often get lost. Like, what's your passion? What's your purpose? Who do you want to be? Alexis Jones has built a career listening to and helping girls around the world figure out those questions in order to inspire them to think for themselves, to speak their truth, to discover their purpose, and to dream huge. Alexis believes that you're not broken, nor do you need to be fixed. You are already that girl who creates magic wherever she goes, who lives fearlessly, who inspires those around her to dream bigger, and who will leave the world better just for being in it. Stop listening to that voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough. Stop worrying that you don't have the perfect body, perfect job, perfect relationship, or perfect anything for that matter. Stop letting other people draw boundaries and limits around your life, and start living the life you truly want and now. The one that you didn't think you had the courage to imagine, but the one that is absolutely possible. This includes stories from 30 incredible women. Alexis has compiled everything she's learned into one complete guide to being that girl, the best version of you. Like I said, this book is not at all like the 400 million other tacky and dumb self-help books, though, out there that are really dumb and pointless and useless. There are tons of stories and advice and experience from actual women and girls, I believe from ages 8 through 80. Absolutely amazing. Fifth book for the 5th month is How to Break Up with Your Phone by Catherine Price. So I don't have a phone, and I didn't even when I read this book, but it's not only referring to how addicted we are to our phones, but just how the world revolves around screens like technology and that stuff. Author synopsis. Do you feel addicted to your phone? Do you frequently pick up your phone just to check something, only to look up 45 minutes later wondering where the time is gone? Does social media make you anxious? Have you tried to spend less time mindlessly scrolling but failed? If so, this book is your solution. Award-winning health and science journalist and TED speaker Catherine Price presents a practical, evidence-based, 30-day digital detox plan that will help you break up and then make up with your phone. The goal is better mental health, improved screen life balance, and a long-term relationship with technology that feels good. This engaging, user-friendly guide explains how our smartphones and apps are designed to be addictive and how the time we spend on them is increasing our anxiety and damaging our ability to focus, think deeply, form new memories, generate ideas, and be present in our most important relationships. Next, it walks you through an effective and easy to follow 30-day plan that has already helped thousands of people worldwide break their phone addictions and feel more fully alive. Whether you need help for yourself or for your family, friends, students and colleagues, clients, or community, How to Break Up with Your Phone is the ultimate guide to digital detoxing. It's guaranteed to help you put down your phone and come back to life. Main reason I love this book is because, like I said, for Bored and Brilliant, it is based off a firm belief of mine that we all spend too much time on screens even when we think we don't. It is taking over our lives. I thought I barely spend any time on screens, but I spend a lot more time than I should on screens that I can honestly cut back on, and you will probably do the same thing as well, you just don't realize it. This book shows us how we can do that without completely throwing technology out the window. We don't have to completely cut them out of our lives, we just have to build a better relationship with our phones and screens in general. They can be a part of our lives, just not the main part. That's the goal of this book. Sixth book for the 6th month is The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin, also in my top 5 favorite personal development books. I literally made a whole episode based off this one book, which says something about how good of a book it is. This has helped me figure out how I can actually achieve my goals and develop the habits like waking up early that I only seem to fail at, and will definitely help you too. So now for the author synopsis. Are you a questioner? Wait, gosh, I got the order wrong. Are you an upholder, questioner, obliger, or a rebel? From the author of Better Than Before, which by the way is also on this list, and The Happiness Project, comes a groundbreaking analysis of personality type that would immediately improve every area of your life. During our multi-book investigation into human nature, Gretchen Rubin realized that by asking the seemingly pointless question, how do I respond to expectations? We gain explosive self-knowledge. She discovered that based on the answers, people fit into one of 4 following tendencies. Upholders meet outer and inner expectations readily. Discipline is my freedom. Questioners meet inner expectations, but will meet outer expectations only if they make sense. They need reasons. If you convince me why, I'll comply. Obligers, the largest tendency and also my tendency, meet outer expectations but struggle to meet inner expectations. Therefore, they need outer accountability in order to meet inner expectations. You can count on me, and I'm counting on you to count on me. Rebels, the smallest group, resist all expectations, outer and inner alike. They do what they choose to do when they choose to do it, and they typically don't tell themselves what to do. You can't make me, and neither can I. Our tendency shapes every aspect of our behavior, so using this framework allows us to make better decisions, meet deadlines, suffer less stress, and engage more effectively. It is far easier to succeed when you know what works for you. With sharp insight, compelling research, and hilarious examples, the 4 tendencies will help you get happier, healthier, more productive, and more creative. You have to read this book. All the books I said were in my top 5 are the books you absolutely have to read from this list, like the key takeaways. I'm hoping you read all of them, but if you can't or don't want to, at least the books from my top 5, because I was somehow even more picky about the top 5 than the rest of these books. I'm an obliger, so that makes sense. My mom is a questioner, and I don't know about my dad or brother, but now I figured out how to not only fix my own habits, but I also figured out how to help my mom fix hers. My constant nagging and reminders weren't and would never help her. They would have worked for me, but they won't help her. Now I give her reasons to take her supplements or exercise or whatever the hell she's supposed to do, and she's actually starting to do those things more. Really great book. 7th book for the 7th month is Atomic Habits by James Clear. You've most likely seen this book all over social media, and with good reason. This book is the last one from the top 5 on this list. I also bought a copy of this book, and I am considering rereading it. Both of these are saying something about this book. It's really interesting too. Clear talks a lot about his own life experiences in this book and how it shaped him. Okay, so now let's do the author synopsis. Tiny changes, remarkable results. No matter your goals, Atomic Habits offers a proven framework for improving every day. James Clear, one of the world's leading experts on habit formation, reveals practical strategies that will teach you exactly how to form good habits, break bad ones, and master the tiny behaviors that lead to remarkable results. If you're having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Here, you get a proven system that can take you to new heights. Clear is known for his ability to distill complex topics into simple behaviors that can be easily applied to daily life and work. Here, he draws on the most proven ideas from biology, psychology, and neuroscience to create an easy to understand guide for making good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. Along the way, readers will be inspired and entertained with true stories from Olympic gold medalists, award winning artists, business leaders, life saving physicians, and star comedians who have used the science of small habits to master their craft and vault to the top of their field. Learn how to make time for new habits, even when life gets crazy, overcome a lack of motivation and willpower, design your environment to make success easier, get back on track when you fall off course, and much more. Atomic Habits will reshape the way you think about progress and success and give you the tools and strategies you need to transform your habits. Whether you're a team looking to win a championship, an organization hoping to redefine an industry, or simply an individual who wishes to quit smoking, lose weight, reduce stress, or achieve any other goal. This book this book talks about like four main laws to develop any habit and is also based on like small changes adding up to not quick results but big results. And I think that's really important. Must read. Eighth book for the 8th month is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Marie Kondo is a Japanese cleaning guru who has helped tons and tons of people all over the world clean their homes and create a space that makes them happy once and for all. She wrote another book, Spark Joy, which is like the sequel to The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. She also has two Netflix shows with the same names as these two books. I have watched both of them and read both the books, and I definitely think you should too. After reading the books, like the shows. Now for the author synopsis. It's fairly short, by the way. A #1 New York Times bestseller from Amazon's best book in 2014 in Crafts, Home, and Garden. This #1 New York Times bestselling guide to declutter your home from Japanese cleaning consultant Marie Kondo takes readers step by step through her revolutionary KonMari method for simplifying, organizing, and storing. Didn't find anything beyond that. But the KonMari method is based off of cleaning by category instead of location. There are 5 categories going in order: clothes, books, papers, kimono, which is just a bunch of random miscellaneous, and finally, sentimental items. You hold each and every item in your hand and think about whether it sparks joy in you. If it does, then you keep it. If it doesn't, you get it out the window. This method is based off cleaning by category and making sure everything in your space sparks joy to create an overall space that sparks joy in you. Kondo explains in detail how much of a significant impact your living space has on you and your life in general. Although it seems like it would be a really boring book about how to clean, it really isn't. It's very interesting and also a fairly short read. I think she even mentioned in the book that one of her clients got rid of 200 trash bags worth of stuff, so I've seen the impact of her method in both her Netflix shows. Must read book. 9th book for the 9th month is Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. I'm currently reading this book and I love it. She also talks about her 4 tendencies framework and refers to it throughout the book, but if you want to even better understand everything she talks about in the book, I definitely think you should read the whole 4 tendencies book first. I think this is my 3rd book relevant to habits on this list, but habits are just so important. Habits are a big part of our lives, so according to Rubin, if we can change our habits, we can change our lives. That's the foundational concept of this book. The difference between this one and Atomic Habits is that Atomic Habits focuses on making habits possible through things we can do to make it easier or harder to build or break them. Better Than Before focuses on knowing ourselves as well as we can to figure out what works for us as an individual to develop habits successfully. But they're both necessary books. Now, for the author synopsis. Habits are the invisible architecture of everyday life. Most of us have a habit we'd like to change, and there's no shortage of advice. But we all know from tough experience, no magic one-size-fits-all solution exists. Better Than Before, acclaimed writer Gretchen Rubin identifies every approach that actually works. With her signature mix of rigorous research and engaging storytelling, Rubin answers the most perplexing questions about habits. Why do we find it tough to create a habit for something we love to do? How can we keep our healthy habits when we're surrounded by temptations? How can we help someone else change a habit? Rubin reveals the true secret to habit change. First, we must know ourselves. When we shape our habits to suit ourselves, we can find success even if we failed before. Whether you want to eat more healthfully, stop checking devices, or finish a project, the invaluable ideas in Better Than Before will have you working on your own habits before you even finish the book. This book and Atomic Habits were honestly tied for my top 5, but I definitely recommend that you read both books because they both tell you how to actually change your habits just through different ways. Absolutely love this book though, and I definitely want to apply some of the strategies in this book to my own life and my own habits. Finding out that I'm an obliger has also changed the way I look at methods of habit change a lot. Amazing book. 10th book for the 10th month is Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. Like I said earlier, this is like the sequel to The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. The difference between the two books is that The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up places heavy focus on getting rid of things and the KonMari method, and Spark Joy focuses more on keeping those material things organized. It's a longer book but a shorter read because there's pictures for how to store things, bunch of pictures actually. Now let's do the author synopsis, which is again fairly short. Japanese decluttering guru Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up has revolutionized homes and lives across the world. Now, Kondo presents an illustrated guide to her acclaimed KonMari method, with step-by-step folding instructions for everything from shirts to socks, plus drawings of perfectly organized drawers and closets. She also provides advice on frequently asked questions, such as whether to keep necessary items that may not bring you joy, with guidance on specific categories including kitchen tools, cleaning supplies, hobby goods, and digital photos. This comprehensive companion is sure to spark joy in anyone who wants to simplify their life. This is a really good book, and once again, it does seem like something that would be really boring, like literally just a stack of papers titled How to Clean, but it really isn't. And even if you don't end up trying out the KonMari method, you'll probably be inspired to make your home a little less cluttered, maybe even if it makes you get rid of just one t-shirt or something. I know the books and TV shows did that for me and my mom. I might end up trying the KonMari method on my stuff over the summer because this is a month-long or more process that you have to stay fully committed to, not just half-assed for a whole year, but you want it to have it take over your life for a month or two. Results are so worth it though. Tons of her clients and people she's helped would tell you that. 11th book, and I'm really losing my voice now, is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I love this book. She also has 2 other books called You Are a Badass at Making Money and Badass Habits, both of which I'm definitely going to read. It takes me a day to get through a fiction book, but a month to get through a nonfiction one, so yeah. Well, maybe not a full month, but like a really long time. So I'll read them sometime this year. Maybe not. Jen Sincero is a life coach, and this book reflects that experience. It is great for those who want to get over the obstacle of themselves in life and start living the life they've always dreamed of. I also love this book because it's funny and relatable, as the title suggests. Really great book. Now for the synopsis. You Are a Badass is a self-help book for people who desperately want to improve their lives but don't want to get busted doing it. In this refreshingly entertaining how-to guide, best-selling author and world-traveling life coach Jen Sincero serves up 27 bite-sized chapters full of hilariously inspiring stories, sage advice, easy exercises, and the occasional swear word, helping you to identify and change those self-sabotaging habits and behaviors that stop you from getting what you want. Create a life that you totally love and create that life now, and make some damn money already, the kind you've never made before. By the end of You Are a Badass, you will understand why you are how you are, how to love what you can't change, and how to change what you can't love, and how to use the Force to kick some serious ass. It's a really great book despite all the swear words. It's really funny and relatable, which is what makes it really easy to read and entertaining to read. Fun self-help book that covers a variety of topics, but it's mainly how to get over like the obstacle of yourself and how you are the biggest obstacle in your life. And like how you can get over that. It's also a fairly short read, and like I said, you'll plow right through it because it's really easy to read. I really love this book, and I definitely think you should read it. 12th book for the 12th month, so our final book, is Manage Your Day-to-Day by Jocelyn K. Glei. I don't know, it's spelled Glei. I don't know how to say it. I don't think I fully finished this book before I had to return it, now that I think about it, but I finished enough of the book to know that the book is worth mentioning on this list. This book is about getting your life together and getting stuff done. Time management and time organization are a big part of this book as well. There's a ton of authors who contributed on this, one of them being Gretchen Rubin, and that's probably why I was compelled to read this book in the first place. This book encourages you to take a step back and evaluate your productivity and breathe for a minute because life is crazy no matter who you are these days. Now, for the summary. Stop doing busy work. Start doing your best work. Are you overextended and over-distracted and overwhelmed? Do you work at a breakneck pace all day only to find that you haven't accomplished the most important things on your agenda when you leave the office? The world has changed, and the way we work has to change too. With wisdom from 20 leading creative minds, Manage Your Day Today will give you a toolkit for tackling the new challenges of a 24/7 always-on workplace. Featuring contributions from Dan Ariely, Leo Bauda, Scott Belsky, Lori Deshane, I can't say half these names, Aaron Dignan, Aaron Rooney Dolan, Seth Godin, Todd Henry, Christian Jarrett, Scott McDowell, Mark McGinnis, Cal Newport, Stephen Pressfield, Gretchen Rubin, Stephen Sagmister. Okay, you know what? I quit. I'm not saying all these names. Anyways, there's also a foreword from the Behance founder and CEO Scott Belsky. This book puts a very heavy emphasis on how different things work for different people with all the authors who contributed to the book, and I think that's something very important to understand. Some people do better when they have to get a ton of work done by doing it for 5 hours nonstop, like me. Others work better in 15 to 20-minute bursts, and we seem to think that despite all of this, despite knowing this deep down, we always seem to think that the same thing will work for everyone. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. This book shows from a ton of perspectives that it doesn't work that way. It's a really amazing book. So those were all the books I had to talk about today. Even if you don't end up reading them all, I hope you at least end up reading my top 5 or maybe even one of these books from the list that seems to interest you. Libraries exist. You don't gotta pay for the books unless that's your thing. To end our episode for today, I have a quote for you guys from Maya Angelou. It goes, "When I look back, I am so impressed again with the life-giving power of literature. If I were a young person today, trying to gain a sense of myself in the world, I would do that again by reading, just as I did when I was young." Bye, guys. Rate, review, follow, and share this podcast. Please, please, please go follow me on Instagram. Drink some water, and I love you all.